Time now for the Educated Retirement Show with your host, Jay Kaplan. Jay discusses reverse mortgages and can answer your questions at 951-922-3532. Call lines are open at 951-922-3532. And now here's Jay.
It's Jay or something like it, but it is endorsed by this guy right here. In any case, happy Halloween. And I'm looking better than normal. I know I did. Usually this is the only day I don't dress up on because it's the only day I don't need to change anything to look scary. But welcome to the Educated Retirement Radio here on KMET 1490 AM, where we contemplate retirement and how to best prepare for said retirement and how to best stay successfully retired. So, please call, email, or visit www.drheckham.com. That's DRHECM.com. And there it is. Just plain old drhecm.com. And there is a longer version. There's another one, the Educated Retirement Radio, which is what you're listening to.com. All of those will show you these shows as they're happening or in the past. You can also give me a call at 866-955-2233. And there's that one. Okay, and be sure to jump over to the YouTube channel there and see everything. The link's about halfway down the page. And I'm always adding things and the shows and good stuff like that. So I don't want to spend too much time. It is Halloween. It's scary enough as is out there. And this is probably one year we don't really need to be scared any more than we already are. But there's a lot of information on that website. Go to it. Remember the phone number, 866-955-2233, 866-955-2233, where knowledge is power. And my day job is at the Loan Source, loan officer, NMLS number 384565, DRE 792630. And remember, if at all possible, I don't think any of you want your loved ones, or even yourself, or even myself, because I'm one of them old ones, in a nursing home. Get prepared. Over 70% of our population believes that the health care they have right now will cover such long-term care, and it does not. Today is National Candy Corn Day. And let's see, where's the button on this? Maybe make it look even better. No, it's not working, so forget it. But anyway, either that or it's me that can't figure it out. But candy corn is what I'm wearing on my head. And do you know it started in the 1880s? The official Halloween candy that was originally marketed under the name of chicken feed. In fact, I think that's a good idea. I think I will type that so that I can remember it. Okay, got that going now. So remember that it is chicken feed. And with that, since I can't get the button to work, I'll pass that over there. So it's also, and this is probably as much for our special guest, Ron Siegel, who also has a show right here on this channel, KMET. It's Buy a Donut Day. It's not National Donut Day. It's Buy a Donut Day. So should I just go buy a donut now? Or no? Okay. So, we believe in challenging the status quo. Families and people need to be active, not reactive. And before we get into famous birthdays and that kind of thing, Uh, let's go and, I said this from Shannon Hicks last week, and I thought it was pretty important. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to run through it, and then we're going to get on to Peter Jackson. But, it's a time to take your winnings off the table. You know how hard that can be. So, what would a financial planner say if you had all your investment cash in one stock, even if you were making a lot of profit from that stock? You know, it's not always that way. Today, many older homeowners are overinvested in their homes, especially when you consider that such investment is not liquid. The truth is, home equity is just an illusion on paper until it's separated from the home. We all know that equity tied up in bricks and mortar, whatever you want to call it, it's just not always safe. There's two choices to separate that equity: sell the home and perhaps right side, or a great tool like a HECM to stay in place. So, do you know what's going to happen with home prices in 2021? I can guess, and we're going to talk probably to our Ron, our guest, in the next half hour. So many people see the employment situation as the main event or the steering factor. And home equity makes a great conversation, but it's meaningless unless you do something about it. So, just a reminder, you're listening to The Educated Retirement here on your home planet, KMET, where you can look me up at www.drhecm.com or call me at 866-955-2233. And today it's Peter Jackson's birthday, or as his formal name is, Sir Robert Jackson. I think most people know who he is, but New Zealand director, producer, and screenwriter. And as a child, he was a huge fan of Ray Harryhausen. And just to show you a quick autograph we have of him. I know it's a little dim, but so be it. We've got a much better one on another poster, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad or something like that. But as a child, he was a huge Harryhausen fan, also loved the Thunderbirds. And, I still love the Thunderbirds, and I hope that people are familiar with or get familiar with the Thunderbirds. This was actually stop motion and a lot of fun. And his favorite film was, maybe still is, King Kong. I think somebody did another version of that here lately, but Anyway, another Super 8 prodigy he was, having received, when I got my Super 8, I was already, middle-aged, so that's different. But he received a Super 8 as a gift. He made his own 8mm stop-motion version of King Kong with a toy gorilla. And after leaving school at the age of 16 and working for a newspaper, he started to shoot his own films. The first one was called Bad Taste, and I don't know whether that would turn out to be a description of it or not, but he did it with his friends. It was about aliens that come to Earth to turn humans into food. And remember, we talked about cookbooks last week, and I neglected to bring out one of the most famous ones, which was From the Twilight Zone to Serve Man. But that can go on anyway. So this was part of his splatter phase, and several of his movies are very splatterable. But this film was introduced at the Cannes Film Festival. So how do you go right from Super 8 to the Cannes Film Festival? I guess it takes maybe talent. Is that what I'm trying to think of? But Jackson continued to write and direct small films until he did Heavenly Creatures, with Kate Winslet giving him an nomination for Best Screenplay. His first big budget film was The Frighteners, and I really liked that. I really enjoyed it. Seen it many, many times, and maybe it's time to see it again. But it was during this filming that Michael J. Fox was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and this was his last leading role in a film. It was for this movie that Jackson initiated the Weta workshop that continues and thrives to this day. So let me show you something. This is something on a trip. We bought this ray gun in Santa Barbara. It is made by Weta. And let me see if I can get that open here for you. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure how much of this you can see, but there it is. And there's the ray gun inside. Okay. And here's some more pretty interesting stuff if it's seeable on the screen. But that's, and of course, the box itself is pretty cool. And here's a good picture of it also on the back. So there. And we have some other ray guns here. You know, my wife had this special made from Forbidden Planet. And we've got a whole bunch of array of ray guns. And, well, it's another thing. We'll get into that another time. The Frighteners was intended to be a spin-off film from the TV show Tales from the Crypt. And amongst his other films, there is The Lovely Bones, Lord of the Rings, and let's do some Lord of the Rings just to show you. These are the long versions. So we were lucky enough to see these long versions at Cinedome. And Return of the King, of course. Okay. But the trilogy won 17 out of 30 Academy Award nominations, including Best Director, Best Film, and of course, Weta Workshop was, to a large degree, a big part of the success of that trilogy. And then, like I had said earlier, there was someone else that actually made King Kong. And that would be Peter Jackson again. And there is his version of King Kong. Sean, did you see that one?
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought so too. I do love the first one though. Always did, always will. One thing Peter Jackson did is put together a diary, which is a lot of discs, and here it just shows every step of the way from when they, during the filming. It's for movie freaks like me and a lot of other people out there. And of course, it shows Carl Denham presentations right up on the top there, if you can see it. I don't know if you can see that part or not, but I thought that was pretty cool. I still think it's pretty cool. And it won 4 Academy Awards. Then he went on and did a documentary, his only documentary, which I thought was brilliant. And this is pretty small here, so I'm not sure you can see it. It's They Shall Not Grow Old, and it was amazing the way it was filmed, the way it was put together. Highly, highly recommend. And so if you haven't seen it yet, look for it. It's just brilliant. And it was commissioned by the Imperial War Museum and the BBC. But let's not forget the first Peter Jackson film I ever saw, which goes right back to his slasher, or what did we call it? Whatever we called it, which Splatter. I don't... Huh? Splatter, right. There's... it's a small picture, but maybe you can see it. When I redo these and put them on the YouTube channel, I'll have individual pictures. It is so gruesome And I do get upset. I do have to look away, as you remember John Goodman in the film, the also brilliant film Matinee. He said, "Keep your eyes open." Well, I have to shut my eyes sometimes when there's weird movies, but not this one because it was so funny at the same time. So that was part of the splatter phase. Now, he was a producer of, I don't know how many things he produced, but one of the big ones was District 9, which I think, as you remember, we said was one of our favorite films in the last 20 years. District 9 is a great one, and he was a big part of that. Got a couple of honorable mentions on the day before Halloween. One is Henry Winkler, the Fonz, and he was a past spokesman for reverse mortgages. He was born in 1945. Both these people are older than me, so what the heck. Gracie Slick from Jefferson Airplane, and this, I still see I still see her singing White Rabbit and things like that, just the way she looked then. She was born in 1939, which makes her how old? Old, yeah, just old. So we will now get our Halloween update from NASA Nellie, who will speak to us about the Orson Welles classic radio production, War of the Worlds, the Mercury production on the radio. So take it away, NASA Nellie.
It's 1938, October 30th. Over a Sunday radio show, a sequence of news flashes interrupted a Mercury Theater broadcast on the eve before Halloween. A series of odd explosions were observed on the planet Mars, they said, and reports of an unusual object crashing on a farm in Grover's Mill, New Jersey. It didn't stop there. Onlookers see Martians emerging from the crashed vehicle as they proceeded to attack people using a fierce heat ray. This, of course, was the famous Orson Welles production of the novel The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. News updates continued regarding the alien invasion taking place countrywide, including a report from a Manhattan rooftop as giant Martian war machines release poisonous smoke across New York City and gradually invade metropolitan areas all over the world. The actual drama ends well, as the Martians were defeated by earthly bacteria. However, Orson's performance was just beginning. Some listeners mistook the program as a genuine news broadcast and fled their homes in a mass panic, causing traffic jams. Radio studios and police stations were flooded with phone calls. Orson proceeded to hold a news conference and explain the theatrics as just a spine-chilling Halloween production. He was secretly amused as he apologized for all the confusion. The entire event hit the headlines in newspapers for weeks and exalted Orson's career that spanned over 50 years and his extraordinary ability to tell a great story.
Thank you, NASA Nellie. And these I should have had too. This is just this is on record of the entire thing, and we do listen to it every now and then. There we go. What's on the inside? Just, it shows you where the invasion took place, and you certainly want to know that. And this is Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds, which I really enjoy this, and it's with Richard Burton. It's a musical. It's a musical take on it, and I don't know. I really enjoy this, and Richard Burton is great. And with that, I'm going to let Sean take back the reins on this pre-Halloween Eve, and we're going to take us a little break, and then please don't go too far away. Ron Siegel will be joining us, and we will be talking about everything real estate and lending. And he does different kind of lending than I do, so this will open up the show a little bit more. Thank you so much. Talk to you in a minute.